Hi guys, and welcome to this message. Welcome to the channel. I am feeling called to do something very different that I've never done before here on the channel. I do it all the time behind the scenes, offline, but never on the channel. So you guys have already seen the title. You guys already have an idea of what this is about. I felt called to do a little card pull and channeling on Coachella. Coachella, you guys know, is a big, huge music festival. I don't know. It lasts like over a week, something like that, right? Here in Southern California. So everyone, a lot of people all around the world, people know Coachella. A lot of musical artists, you know, very established musical artists, and then, you know, up and coming musical artists and things like that, right? So anyways, like all I'm receiving is Coachella being it's a breeding ground for dark entities. It's a breeding ground. Like, dare I say, you can't even go to Coachella without getting dark attachments. Just being there, being around the energy, the people. And I get it, you guys, because I love music and I love like concerts and I love all these things. I do. But unfortunately, we live in a world where the darkness has been pulling the strings. And the darkness uses big events like this. That's actually a lot of the reason how and why the events started or got so huge in the first place. Because they just like the Super Bowl, the halftime show, you know, big performers in their concerts, in their costumes, in the dancing, and it's all, a lot of it is dark ritual. It's ritual. They're doing dark rituals. And people don't even know that they're being cast under these dark ritual, black magic, dark magic spells. You know? So I don't know. Let's go ahead and see. I don't know. I just felt called to pull on it. I mean, people of all ages go to this festival, but a lot of young people go to this festival. A lot of young people who are, you know, very easily infiltrated. They're easily infiltrated because a lot of them are, you know, in lower vibrations. They, you know, are very much into, you know, maybe partying, drugs, you know, alcohol, you know, being promiscuous, sex, like, you know, and like all of these things that I just, you know, like being promiscuous, or, you know, being like very like experimental with, you know, with spirits and alcohol, and you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad to drink or whatever, but like it's all about temperance, everything in moderation, right? Alcohol is called spirits for a reason, because it invites in dark spirits. It literally is a portal, an opening. So the more you drink and the more inebriated you are, the more susceptible and open your field is for straight psychic attacks, entity attachments, implants. Like if you're inebriated, you're like, you know, it's very easy for these entities and stuff to latch onto you, and then start siphoning from you, you know, siphoning your energy, siphoning, you know, just different things, knowledge, or, you know, them being able to see everything you see. And, you know, there's just a lot that goes into it. So anyways, that's what I was getting, is like Coachella is a breeding ground for dark entities. And that is quite literally a part of its purpose and a part of why it's thrown. I know on a 3D human level, it's like, no, Erica, it's just fun and it's music and it's a place for people to camp and let loose and, you know, And I trust me, I understand all of that, but I'm telling you, you guys, it's a breeding ground. It's a breeding ground. Specifically attacking dark thoughts, intrusive thoughts. So some of these attacks and dark entities, that's what will happen with people that attend or that are there, who get infiltrated or latched onto or whatever. It can create like head pressure, you know, scattered energy. You can't think straight, you can't focus, or you're, you know, you start having really dark, intrusive thoughts a lot of the time. See how this crow, this black, it's like squawking, it's yelling in his ear, and he's just like, oh, please stop. Like, you know, it's kind of like that. So that's what I'm getting, okay? King of Pentacles, for me, what this is showing is it's the elites, it's the people with big money, you know, the people who invest or fund these events, etc. And I know that there's a lot of different ways that these things are funded, etc. But these are people with big money, okay? They are wolves in human, normal, everyday, you know, Banana Republic, Gap clothing, okay? I'm telling you, they walk around among us, but they are dark, they are infiltrated. All they care about is their money, their profit. They don't care who they hurt in the process, okay? It's actually like a form of, because there's power in numbers. So when a lot of souls are gathered in a concert or, you know, something like this, okay, like a festival or an amphitheater or whatever you want to say, you know, a Broadway show, it doesn't matter. The Super Bowl, you know, the halftime shows, like all of that. It's all people, the elites or people with big money. And a lot of them, how they got that big money was through dark rituals. Yeah, Hollywood is like ran by this stuff. It is literally like a bunker of dark Luciferian, and the fact that they call it the City of Angels, that is a straight mockery. That's a mockery, calling it the City of Angels, and they know it. It's not the City of Angels. And, you know, I know a lot of you guys tuning in, you live in Southern California. I know a lot of you guys tuning in, you know, some of you guys are my clients. I know you live in the LA area. I love visiting Southern California. I love visiting LA and, you know, oh, sorry, I need to take that. San Diego and just, you know, and all the things in between, right? So anyways, so it's, you know, I get it, but also every time I've ever gone to LA, ever since I was like younger, there's something about the energy there. A lot of people feel it as vibrant and alive, and I feel it as heavy and disgusting and, you know, dark and grimy. That's literally like how I feel when I'm there. If I'm there for just like a couple days, like, okay, whatever. Eat good restaurants, go to the beach, go to do this, do that, whatever, you know, see a couple friends, but then I got to get out of there. Same thing with San Francisco and other very heavily populated cities and things, and, you know, whatever. But LA is bad. And, you know, so anyways, it's going back to the festival. This festival creates a lot of, it's like a confusion energy. So I'm trying to figure out like what this means. Can I get one more on that? Sorry guys, hold on. Can you tell me the Seven of Cups? Why is the Seven of Cups here? The Hangman. To keep you stuck. So, you know, a moment ago, like a few minutes ago, when I was talking about like the dark infiltration and psychic attacks and like, you know, very dark intrusive thoughts and feeling scatterbrained and, you know, like you can't focus, like that kind of thing. That's what I'm getting here. So it's like people who are attending Coachella, like afterwards, like they might experience this, or while they're there, they wake up in the morning and they're like, whoa, what happened last night? I didn't even drink anything. You know, it's like something getting into the brain and scrambling stuff up and creating like illusion, confusion, can't focus, forgetful. Like that's what I'm getting. Also, this dark infiltration, it creates an energy of manipulation. So people who are infiltrated, they're puppets, basically. They become puppets. They think they're speaking what they want and thinking what they want and they're in charge, but they're not. There is a puppet master and they're just the puppeteer. Okay, we see it all the time in a lot of different areas, in politics, in the government, you know, like it's crazy nowadays, you know, like, anyways, let's get more. Basically, like what I'm receiving is, it could be like dark infiltration where it's almost like a scrambling, like I said, of the brain. Like it's kind of like, it's like dark activations. So, you know, instead of receiving like light code, like activation, it's like dark activations, meaning like you'll start like people will start like maybe like they think one way about, you know, this, and then after Coachella and maybe being like, you know, infiltrated, they completely flip and they start thinking something. But it's a manipulation to get people to align and to start thinking and choosing and aligning more to the dark agenda. I hope that I'm making sense of that. I hope I'm making sense of that. I've never gone to any of those festivals. Like I've never been to Coachella. What's like the one that they do for country? I forget the country one that they do. But you know, like these festivals, they do them all over the world, and there's all kinds of different, you know. But Coachella is a big one here in California every year, of course. So in Indio, California. But anyways, I've never gone, and I've honestly, these kinds of events have always given me an ick factor. Like out here where I live, there's like a big, at the fairgrounds out here, like every year, I'm sorry, at the university out here, close to kind of where I live, every year they do like a big like country, it's like that, like a little Coachella. It's like a big, it's a one day or 2 day thing, like over the weekend, I think, or maybe it's just a 1 day thing. But they hire, you know, a bunch of like country singers and different country bands come in, and you know, there's all stages set up and food and beer booths and, you know, like all the things, right? And a lot of young people go. And I, like in my early 20s, like it's like college kids do it, you know, it's like, but people of all ages, but like college kids especially, because it's at the university, of course. But like all my friends would go every year. It was like this huge thing. And I never went, not one time. I never cared to go because of this reason. It gave me some kind of ick factor. Same thing like Coachella, same thing like a lot of things, you know? And it is what it is, you know? And, you know, there's a reason why I felt called to do this, and who knows, maybe I'll start doing more of these, like, I don't know. But I saw another, like, he's a channel, he's a divine channeler. And he like shares messages of like what he receives and stuff. But he did like he was checking in on Coachella, and I thought, I want to do that. I'm going to do that. So I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to, you know, judgment. It's dark. It's like a, I don't know how to explain this. Like a dark, not dark judgment, like an inverted judgment or something, meaning like, you know, people there, like they're very open. They're, again, like they're dabbling with low frequency drugs or alcohol, and, You know, the food there, I'm sure, is not the best. Maybe they have some healthy stuff, but a lot of people are going to be dehydrated, tired, up all night, you know, and I've seen some videos already where like, it's like food and people sharing like what to eat at Coachella, and like, it's all just crap. It's like talkie covered corn dogs and, you know, stuff with blue dyes and red dye. And we know all that shit is super bad and super like toxic and poisoning for our sacred vessels. But that's exactly why, again, going down to the dark, the elites, etc., like the FDA, like all that, like the US, like is terrible. Most countries in the US don't allow most of the stuff that our FDA approves, and like dyes and different things. Like, you guys know, like, it's terrible here in the US. Like, it's a freaking joke. So these festivals and like TikTok, and you know, you guys know me, like, to each their own, but to me, TikTok is the straight devil. All of these platforms, you know they're not good. You know they're not good. Is there a lot of good energy and lights, like myself and others, on these platforms trying to help alchemize and balance and transmute by being here, etc.? Yeah, for sure. Same thing on TikTok and Instagram, etc. But to me, I won't mess with TikTok. I started one like a few years ago, and I only had it for maybe a couple months, or if that. And then my higher self and guides were like, no, you need to get off this platform. And I'm so glad that I did, you know. Anyways, because to me, TikTok is the same kind of almost energy as this right here is Coachella, meaning it is a breeding ground of darkness and entities because of the majority of the energies on there too. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like on TikTok, it's, you know, they made it easy for a reason, because they wanted a lot of people to come there, and they wanted it to fill their egos up of, oh, look at me, my channel's growing fast. Because on TikTok, the numbers go, whoo, you can get a lot of followers. And, you know, even just by, you know, even people who just have like, you know, regular normal accounts, they're not doing a business, or, you know, they're just sharing pictures of their dog or their cat, you know, they get a lot of followers. So there's no, you know, it's really, but that's how they wanted it. They wanted it to be that. So it sucked people in very, you know. But anyways, my point is that it gives me the same vibe as this right here. Okay. What else? Tell me what else about Coachella. The death card. Transformation. It's meant to transform people, but not in the way that it personifies. It transforms people in this way of, you know, infiltration and psychic attacks and things like that. But that's what I said that there's like, it's like the opposite. It's like dark activations or something, and manipulation. So it's like you go to Coachella, you leave Coachella, and you leave Coachella feeling like, you know, probably like you did when you arrived, right? Maybe more tired and, oh, that was great and what a blast, or whatever it is. But then you go home and you realize, you know, after a couple of days, like your energy levels are extremely low. You feel maybe more depressed, sad, heavy. Maybe you start thinking really negative thoughts. You know, I'm telling you, it's manipulation and infiltration of the mind. It's like a mind control. It twists it all up. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on there. And am I saying that is happening to every single person there? No, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a dark breeding ground of dark demonic attachments and entities, parasites, parasitic entities that have they've been waiting. They love this stuff. when people are going crazy and losing and letting it all out and, you know, partaking in low vibrational things like drugs, etc. You guys trust me. I've lived, I'm 40 years old now. Trust me, my 20s were all about experimenting and fun and like, you know what I mean? So I've done the things, okay, and I've had the fun. But that's how I know, you know, like it's no bueno. It's no bueno to go to these things. It's just not. What if I shield myself and wear, you know, obsidian and black tourmaline and I sage and, you know, what if I shield myself? You know, that's if you want to chance it, go. But you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to go to an event like this. You know? Does it sound fun and like, you know, like I love music, but it's just, first of all, it's not really my thing, but it's because of the energy, I'm telling you. These kinds of festivals and music festivals and events and things where younger people and, you know, just people in general go like kind of wild, like they have fun. And I get it. It's like we all should have these moments of letting loose and, you know, freedom and just woo, right? Like let it all out. But around the right people and not in front of musical groups or artists who are wearing clothes with satanic symbology or Luciferian messages or doing dances that, you know, place people into psychic trances and, you know, siphon off of them psychically and like all kinds of stuff happens. Okay. So, you know what I mean? Can we get one more, please? So that was interesting. The 10 of Cups. Look. The dark shadow. In this case, I'm seeing the death card as like a dark entity. Okay, like I'm seeing like his whole face is black. There's no blue sky or trees, or it's just like black darkness in this cloak. That's how I'm seeing it and channeling it right now. So for me, what it is like these dark puppet masters. We'll call them the dark puppet masters of Hollywood and the music industry and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is not just an event for fun. This is what they promote it as. Come have fun, be with your friends, your soul family, go camping, hang out outside, wear all kinds of clothing that, you know, whatever, express yourself artistically. You know, like there's a lot of love here, a lot of music, you know, it's like, you know, it's like people wish and pray and I want to go to Coachella and I would do anything to go to Coachella and I'm going to, you know, like I'm manifesting a ticket and, you know, I'm manifesting it this year. Like I want to go. Okay, this is like the wishing, hoping and praying and like everyone's going to be there and like da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, it's a hype. It's an ego hype in a lot of ways. But this is how these energies get you there. That's how they get people there. You know, and then a lot of celebrities attend these things. They perform, but a lot of celebrities just attend Coachella, right? Celebrities, models, you know, musicians, like, right? A lot of famous people attend this event. I wonder why. And again, I'm not saying it's everyone and every single person there. And I'm telling you, this is the majority. It's a dark event. It is a dark event. For sure. For sure. For sure. I'm just curious. I want to ask, can we just get like one or two, please, of this overall message? So I don't know, you guys. I felt like I wanted to do this. I wanted to tap into the energy because I already saw it and felt it, like, you know. But I wanted to bring it on here and share with you guys and see what you guys felt about it. Okay, so hold on, that doesn't seem right. I wasn't paying attention. So can we please get 3 cards or just a couple cards, whatever. Whatever else needs to be added to this message for divine truth, for the highest and greatest good of all who see this through all space and time in regards to Coachella. It's the 10 of Swords. A revelation. This a lot of people are going to see, and they're going to have revelations, and there's something that will happen, and it'll be very eye-opening. Just how we're seeing all of this stuff coming up from the darkness, from the shadows, from the depths, the evil, the trafficking, the pedophiles, Puff Daddy, like everyone though, you guys, I'm telling you, like people who are very idolized, they are in these dark rings of dark magic and rituals for fame, power, money, for clout. Protects from sadness, gives revelation in dreams. So interesting. With this 10 of Swords, you know what I'm getting is, it's like the angel spirit. It's almost like they're saying, like, there's a revelation that will happen, right? Something might happen at Coachella. Or maybe it's next year. Or maybe it gets canceled once, like for good. That's what I actually see. And I know a lot of people tuning in might think, no, there's no way. It's like a huge festival and like a lot of people go and a lot of people attend. I don't care. Divine sovereignty and divine law is stronger than all of that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm kind of seeing, is that it will actually, something will happen, something's uncovered, and then it comes to an end. It shuts it down for good. That's what I'm hearing from that. That's what I'm getting from that. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. The Ace of Pentacles, the adored God, divine blessing, drives away evil spirits, rules agriculture production, drives away evil spirits, the adored God. So there's a lot of light workers that are also at Coachella Starseeds, and they are being protected as much as they can be. They are being very protected and held. But, you know, there's always that chance. Okay, because yes, a lot of starseeds, light workers, are, you know, people that maybe don't see the way others see, or, you know, they don't, you know, but they go and they're like, I'm shielded, I'm good, I'm protected, you know, but they may not realize that it's a, you know, a demonic breeding ground of entities. You know what I mean? For me, what I'm getting here is the adored God. Like what I'm getting is like the dark lords. They worship and adore very dark things. And they do it to be adored. Just like famous people. People adore them because they're a celebrity, which is insanity. You know what I mean? Insanity. To idolize anyone, like that's crazy, you know? But that's the whole, it's idolatry. It's for children and young adults and the young generations and, you know, even adults and things like that, you know, like it's to, I'm telling you, there's definitely a lot of divine protection trying to cast these energies out of the festival. But it's like the festival was created by these dark energies. So, you know, Spirit's trying its best. But honestly, you guys, it's crazy. But I'm seeing like something happen. It could be, I don't know. It almost feels like something is uncovered. Like something comes out about the festival, or something happens at the festival. I'm not saying like it happens this year. I'm just saying like this is what I'm seeing. It's something like big where literally like it will make people like so like disgusted that they'll be like, there's no way. I will never attend that again. I will never go to that again. I never will let my kids go to that. I will never. There's something that turns people against it. It's like, because it is a dark entity, its true colors are revealed, and then maybe that's the demise and the ending of it. I don't know. But I just wanted to pull on it. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, you know? Tell me what you guys feel about these festivals and, you know, these big events that are put on, you know? I know a lot of people are going to, you know, actually, I think most of you guys tuning in, like, you know, you've been with me. You know, I'm Erica. I am a psychic medium and a priestess. I don't know if I said that. I can't remember now. You know, if you're new, welcome, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. But if you've been with me, you guys know me, you know, like, when I see things, it's for a reason, you know? Even if it doesn't maybe connect entirely right at that moment, like in time, it does. It always does. I'm smelling ranch. I don't know if like someone's eating ranch. Like, it smells like Wingstop, like chicken strips, ranch. I don't know. That's like more of the type of food that they sell there at Coachella too, you know? But like, I was just like, oh my God, like, you know, I'm sure they have a lot of different food there, but everything I was seeing was just like straight, just junk. And then it's like hot outside. Like it's, I don't know, but like I was hearing like people saying like they had to wait out, you know, just to get in. They were like in line for like 6.5 hours in the heat, you know, blah, 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 like all these different like horror stories. And, yeah, I feel like that's all a part of it. I feel like that's all a part of it. I mean, this is a huge festival. It's extremely organized. It's been happening for years. You know, like Burning Man, like these kinds of things. Like there's a lot. Burning Man, same thing. It's a breeding ground for dark entities, for sure. Are there a lot of beautiful souls and star seeds and light workers that go to Burning Man every year? And yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But there is a lot of darkness there too. And this is the same thing. Okay, and we can't be in denial about these things anymore. We have to open our eyes. And you know, you don't have to agree with me or you know, whatever. Like this is what I'm picking up on, what I'm tuning into and what I'm sharing. And I know a lot of you guys will know it too and you'll feel it too. You guys know. Yeah, these clowns, they wear masks. They wear masks. There's something about silencing too. So some of the infiltration or whatever, there's something about that too. Like blocking, it like blocks like, it's like it blocks people's truth, like their divine truth, their soul truth. Okay, I see. So basically like the infiltration, a lot of it keeps people living in the false matrix programs. Period, point blank, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's dark infiltration to keep you stuck. Wow. The signs. You know what this is about me? To me, this is spirit saying, Erica, all of the signs and what your intuition has said and everything you've been shown and everything you've picked up about this festival, you're spot on. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to leave it here. I wanted to do a reading for it. I wanted to do an energy check-in. So please, 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 like, let me know. You know, maybe every once in a while I'll do these kinds of readings here. You know, I'll definitely be tuning in on much higher levels and broader levels, like doing stuff like this. And on my new channel that I'm going to be starting here, probably this last week of April. I don't know. I might start it like the 1st of May or something. But I wanted to wait until after like the eclipses, the retrogrades, like all the craziness. I was not about to start a brand new channel and like expanding my business during that time. But this channel is all about, it's for men and women, but it's all about the path of the priestess and coming back home to the priestess, you know, of who you are and the high priest of who you are and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So I will be tuning into like other things too, like this, you know, on that channel as well. But yeah, I would like to do one about the, another dark ritual that is so in people's faces, but they don't see it, is the rocket, the trip to space that Katy Perry and then the other 6 women went on or whatever. Like all of that, you guys, is all of this kind of stuff is a very big slap in the face to the divine, to God, to source, to the light. It's done very purposefully, very blatantly, okay? And if you can see, you can see. If you got eyes to see, you can see. If you got ears to hear, you can hear, right? You know, you guys know, you know, okay? But right now, you know, the light workers that are at Coachella, they are absolutely helping to drive away the evil spirits. They are. And I send them love, and I pray for everyone to be protected and to, you know what I mean? But I also know at the same time, like, that's just not the case. It's just not the case. It's literally like a dark portal. You know, it's a really dark portal where a lot of dark things come through and get in. A lot of nasty stuff. So anyways, you guys, I love you so much. If you guys want to connect with me one-on-one, you want to work with me through a psychic mediumship reading, general past life Akashic record readings. I do goddess channelings, vent sessions, all kinds of things, one-on-one healing sessions. It's in the description box below. I love you guys. Let me know. Let me know what you guys thought of this. And I would love to hear your thoughts and maybe things that you tune into or you pick up on about this festival. Even if it's like, you know, Erica, I really just think it's a festival. You know, I'm not here to judge, and I'm not here to jump down people's throat and be like, what, you don't agree with me? Like, it's not, to me, it's not about that. To me, it's me tuning in, and this is what came through. And, you know, hopefully a lot of you guys resonate and feel that as well, but not everyone will, and that's okay too, right? So anyways, I love you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for liking. Thank you for supporting this channel, my work, my soul mission. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys and to do this work and to channel these messages. Like, that's what I'm here to do. So thank you for being a part of that and for helping. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.